Did you know that the way you ask AI models like ChatGPT or Claude a question can drastically change the quality of the answers? Welcome to the magic of prompt engineering. You've probably heard that AI can solve problems, write complex poems, complex language, or even generate art. But what's the secret behind its versatility? The answer lies in something called prompt engineering. With AI becoming essential in our daily lives, understanding how to communicate effectively with these models is more crucial than ever. Today, we're going to do an introduction to prompt engineering and then dive deep into the science behind what prompt engineering is and how you can utilize it in your day-to-day basis to have an effective communication with AI models. So that way you can use the science of prompt engineering to enhance your work, creativity, and your problem-solving skills. In the world of prompt engineering, a simple change in how you ask AI models like ChatGPT or Claude can unlock the world of possibilities. Whether you're a tech wizard or just curious about AI, this guide is your key to understanding how it all works. So let's jump right in. What is prompt engineering? Prompt engineering might sound complex, but it's simply the practice of crafting questions or instructions to produce the best possible response from an AI language model like ChatGPT or Claude. Think of it as learning new language, where the better you are expressing yourself, the better the conversation you have. In the realm of AI, this means the difference between getting a generic response or unlocking highly useful, tailored information that's particular to you and what you're looking for. At its core, prompt engineering leverages the AI model's understanding of natural language. Language models are trained on vast amounts of text data, learning patterns, context, and even the tones of human inquiry and how they communicate. However, these models are not mind readers. They rely on the clarity and specifics details of your prompts. Therefore, it's extremely important for you to understand how prompt engineering works so that way you can get a better result from these AI models. For example, asking how do I make cake versus what's a simple recipe for chocolate cake for beginners will yield vastly different responses from these AI models. Understanding this will transform your interactions with the AI. Let's take a look at this practical example on ChatGPT. All right, so let's take a look at this in action, right? So I'm in ChatGPT 4 right now, and if I type and press enter, okay, so it generated a response for me, even though it looks detailed, but you have to see that right now, this is not very specific to what I'm looking for. If the idea in my mind was to get an understanding of how to bake, for example, a chocolate cake for beginners, then this is not something that I would follow, right? Because this is more of steps that's involved in baking a general cake, right? But if I want to know specifics, here's what I'll do. I'll type, what's a simple recipe for a chocolate cake for beginners? Now you'll see that this will have a drastically different response when it comes to the AI chatbot. All right, so as you can see, now it gives me all of the detailed ingredients just like before in the equipment and instructions. However, now it has added this specific section that says frosting simple chocolate cake buttercream. So now this instruction, as far as the chocolate buttercream side, wasn't present in this answer, right? Because as you can see, because we didn't ask it specifically about a chocolate cake. Regardless of your field, prompt engineering can elevate your efficiency and creativity. So content creators, for example, can generate more focused and engaging material. Developers can troubleshoot code more effectively. Educators can create customized learning materials, and customer service representatives can provide quicker, more accurate responses. The applications are limitless as your imagination. Mastering prompt engineering involves practice and patience. First of all, start with clear, brief prompts. Be specific about what you're asking for. If you're not satisfied with the response, refine your prompt. And you can keep repeating this process so that way you can get better results. You can add more context, you can be more specific, or ask questions differently. Iteration here is the main key. Also, experiment with different types of prompts, informative, for example, or creative or analytical, to see which yields the best response for your needs. For example, let's take a look at the example of a vague prompt versus a refined prompt that will give you better results. So here's a vague prompt. Tell me about what whales eat, right? That's not really specific. It doesn't provide enough examples. A better prompt for this specific question would be, can you provide an overview of the dietary habits of blue whales? Now you can see the difference between the two. One's very vague. It doesn't give any kind of context, but the second one, it gives context and it gives specific instruction as far as the dietary habits of whales. Common mistakes and how to avoid them. As we saw in the previous example before, a common pitfall is being too vague or too broad when it comes to prompts. This often leads to responses that are, while correct, it might be correct, but may not be very useful to you. Another mistake is expecting the AI to understand implicit or unexpected and assumptions or information. Always assume that you need to provide all the relevant information. And then lastly, avoid over complex questions, right? You want to make sure you're staying brief. You want to make sure you're staying very precise and specific to what your needs are. You can break them down into simpler, more direct prompts to get clear answer if, let's say, your prompt is very long. Here's another example of a prompt that's very vague versus a one that is a contextual prompt that will give you a better answer. For example, if you're trying to fix your car, you can't just say, why isn't my car working, right? Because that's too vague. It doesn't provide any context. The better way to ask this is, hey, I'm trying to start my 2010 Honda Accord, for example, but it won't ignite. What could be the reasons it's not starting, assuming the battery is new? See, we're giving it proper context. We're giving it example of exactly which model we're referring to, and we're also giving him an assumption that, hey, I just replaced the battery is new, so that shouldn't be the case. So that way the AI model can focus on the specific answer that you're looking for. Okay, so that was kind of a very short and brief introduction into the world of prompt engineering. In the next few videos, what I'm going to do is go ahead and do a deeper dive into different techniques of prompt engineering, like few-shot prompting, zero-shot prompting, or thought prompting. This will give you further insight in how you can improve your prompt engineering and the way you ask and interact with these AI models. So each technique that we'll go into and do a deeper dive will have it has the potential to dramatically amplify the effectiveness of AI models in your workflows and the way you interact with them. Make sure you subscribe and stay tuned for the next video. Thank you for watching.